everybody. Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Jezebelle Trinity. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Faye and I are here with you this evening. All right. What'd you say, Faye?
Bonjour.
All right. Bonjour, everybody. Welcome. So tonight, I hope everybody had a good weekend, was safe. I'm wearing my hat because my hair is out of control. But so I was thinking that we could talk about how difficult it is when you first quit using, start sobering up, and the first 3, 6, 9, a year, how hard it is when people don't believe you, and how to deal with that, what to do with it, why does it happen, how do you feel when it happens? Does it make you want to give up? Does it make you want to please that person or those people? How do you find your own truth in it? So what keeps you going? You know, when people don't believe you, they're saying, oh, you know, what are you doing with all your money? You know, sneakily using it. You know, all the little slick things they say. Are you in a corner? Are you in a closet? Are you drinking in a closet? That kind of hurts. Or actually, it does hurt. It doesn't kind of hurt. It hurts when the people that you love don't believe you, that you're actually trying to better yourself. But if you look at it from where they're coming at, how many times did we all say that we were going to quit and didn't?
Or how many times did we say we needed something for something and we didn't do that something because of our using or our addiction or our our traumas, like because of our learned behaviors.
You mean like saying we were going to do something and didn't?
Like say you went and borrowed $20 from your auntie or something, and you said it was for this, but then you used it to go get high or drunk or whatever.
Oh, okay, yep. So the lies that we told to our loved ones, there's still a little,
Trust.
yeah. So earning their trust and then narrowing it down from, you know, who are you doing it for? Are you quitting for your kids? Are you quitting for your community? Are you quitting for yourself? How do you get to the mindset where you're quitting for yourself?
I just keep it in the, like, for me, I like to keep it in the back of my head that as long as I quit for myself, then all those other reasons are included, because once I start becoming myself or who I am, then those other things that are supposed to be there will be there. They'll fall into place.
And then, but it took a minute, didn't it?
It took a long time, and it's still taking some time, and there's things like in recovery, what I've learned is that even though you apologize or you've changed those behaviors, because to me, an apology is saying you're going to change those behaviors that caused the apology in the first place. So say through drinking, you keep waking up saying you're sorry about something, then you go out again the next night, and then you apologizing to somebody else. So instead of keeping on apologizing, take action to change the behavior that's causing that. And it doesn't, you don't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm not going to do that no more and not do it. It takes time and it takes work. It takes a lot of work. And it's retraining your brain, because those things are learned behaviors. They're toxic behaviors. And if we learn them, we can unlearn them. But the thing is that I've learned that not everybody's accepting of those apologies, no matter how much effort or how much change you put into yourself. So how do we move forward accepting that, but also giving ourselves that grace of change and knowing we've changed?
And giving yourself the grace that you're changing, you're working on it. You're not gonna wake up one day and have it all changed in one day, like you said. And it takes a lot of work, like you said. It takes practice and it takes time for people to begin to trust you again. And I wanted to add that, your kids, the ones that you love, that love you, that support you, will see that change. And outside of that, your loved ones or the people that you care about, your real friends, they will support you. And that hurts. So man, when you find out who's really there for you,
And who's not?
yeah, when you find out who's not, and it kind of, it's a lonely road. I mean, I guess people say I mean, if you go to AA meetings or NA meetings, you can, do it that way. But like from my own experience, my changing myself and who I used to be from who I used to be, people didn't like that. And even my own family didn't like that. Honestly, it felt like they liked me using and being the black sheep.
Well, because when we're using, we're easier to manipulate and control and mind control, and people can use that and say, oh, well, you were drinking, how do you know? You were using, and just because that's a scenario and a situation doesn't absolutely make that other person right either.
Yep. And then when you quit using, because I remember when you're using, you feel like you don't have any power because you don't have any um backup or whatever because of all this things you've done, the lies you've told, the behaviors that you've made. So it makes it so you don't have like a voice to say an opinion about anything, because when you do, it's like, well, you're a drug addict, you're a junkie, you don't have nothing to say, who are you? And then
It's said so much to us, we believe it ourselves.
mm-hmm.
So you have to start speaking the truth back into yourself and reminding yourself and having yourself talks every day and reminding yourself you're worthy. And that sobriety road, yes, it can be lonely, but there's being alone and there's being lonely. And being alone doesn't always have to feel alone.
Exactly. And that's when, like when you are alone, or when I was alone, that's when I worked on my spirituality. I connected more with creator, correct, prayed more, started focusing on myself, and started finding out who I was. I guess creating relationship with myself, learning to love myself during that time, because when there's people and distractions out there while I'm doing that work, it distracts me from the healing work, all the hard work that comes along with recovery or healing, changing, transformation.
So, like, I guess maybe the best thing, like, the question was, what can we do? And the only thing you really can do is apologize and know that you did that and it's not for them, it's for you, because when we carry those things, it's really heavy. But we also have to learn to let people own their feelings as well.
Yes. Good one.
So you kind of have to just apologize and um, time, you know, don't keep apologizing for the same thing, because that can get draining as well. So just apologize the one time and leave it there, and like an apology it doesn't require a response. It either they accept it or they don't, and we can't change whether or not people want to accept things or force them. And then that leads to, if you're forcing people to be in your life, then maybe they just don't belong there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when I remember having to tell myself that um you apologize, and understanding that, okay, they're not going to believe me because I've apologized so many times before, but it made me put my head down and keep, the only thing that I could do is just show them, is, well, not show them, but prove that I'm changing. I'm making these changes in myself, and they'll see if they want to, and they'll see it. So,
If they want to.
yeah, if they
And
want to.
that's a really hard thing, especially in this day and age, because I've learned recently that people don't pay much attention to each other on any level, really. You know, it's important that we try to listen to understand rather than to give an answer. And those things are very difficult in this day and age. And, you know, Facebook or social media, people like to apologize over social media, and I'm gonna say this, you know, it's different when you apologize in person.
Oh, yeah.
So if people have the opportunity, and I know that not everybody does, and maybe sometimes that's the only way people are able to reach out, but try to do it with your voice, try to make a phone call, and if that person doesn't accept that call and you just feel like you need to apologize, put it in words and leave it there. Don't keep retorting to it or start something else that we're gonna be sorry for later.
Yep. So like when you apologize, you're putting the ball in, you're leaving the ball in their court to do what they want with it. You did what you could. And then
Yeah.
letting it go.
Yeah.
So I got 5 things. 5 things. Wait, hold on. 5 things, 5 tips on how to deal with um like dealing with, I guess, the opinions of others when building that trust. So number 1 is to stop asking for permission to exist. Every time you shrink yourself to make others comfortable, you hand them the pen to write your story. Take it back. You don't need their yes to be whole.
I love that one.
Pretty good, huh? Yeah. And number 2, redefine validation. Instead of chasing applause, ask yourself, did I honor my truth today? Did I live aligned with who I say I am? That's the only scoreboard that matters. And so redefine validation. Like, honor my truth. Did I live aligned with who I say I am? So who I say I am is doing what I say, meaning, yeah. Number 3 is remember opinions aren't facts. So people think of you is shaped by their own fears, their wounds, and projections. It's not your mirror, it's their baggage. Don't carry what isn't yours. And 4, practice small acts of rebellion. Wear the outfit you second guess. Speak the thought you're holding back. Post the truth you're scared to share. Each act builds your muscle for authenticity. Number 5, anchor in your why. When you know your purpose, you stop bending to the winds of judgment. Your why becomes your compass, and freedom feels like walking barefoot on your own path without explaining each step.
Oh my God, you know how much energy I could have just like saved not explaining myself to people who didn't even give a shit?
Yep, trying to change their mind, change what they thought.
Yeah, it was exhausting, like mentally, I swear to God, after every time I explained about, and it was stuff that as an adult we shouldn't have to explain to people.
Yeah, it's like you're just giving away your power to them. That's crazy. Um, the last time that kind of happened to me was when I was explaining to my landlords my business about it was my son's business, saying he wasn't there, and I told him he was in jail, and um told him that. And then when my son got out, and he's like, why are you telling him my business? I'm like, because so that they know why. And then I was kind of upset because he was mad at me. And then it took a minute for me to think about it, but then it was like, okay, I'm having a reaction to his anger toward me, like. And then it all came down to, yeah, I don't need to why the fuck or excuse me, why the f am I explaining my business to them? Because every time I explained my business to them or our business to them, they felt like they could interfere in my life more, like overstep their boundaries. Like I had to, it almost turned into like a parent relationship. It was kind of, I don't know, I didn't like that.
It's almost like you give them reasons to, like, reasons, but it's almost like you give them ammunition or something to hang over your head, you know?
Yes.
Like, when they feel fit or they feel the need that against you because you confided in them or you thought you were being honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then when it hit me, I was just like, yeah, he's right, And then I apologized to my son and I said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell your business to them. They didn't need to know. And he understood.
Well, that's good. And that's what it's about, is just understanding and realizing we're all humans and we make mistakes and allow each other that grace of change.
Yeah, we're learning.
If you don't want to be a part of that person's space, that's fine, but respect the fact that they're trying and that they're trying to change and they're making those efforts and they're trying to make a difference.
So, and then one number 3 was opinions aren't facts. What people think of you is shaped by their own fears, their own wounds, and their projections. It's not your mirror, it's their baggage. Don't carry what isn't yours. That's a big one too. Is I used to let what other people thought define me. And I would always work so hard to change it. Well, like the saying, oh, you're just like your mom. No matter how hard or how different I was, or how good I was, or how opposite I was always just like your mom. And now I know who I am, or I'm learning to know who I am, and their opinions don't bother me no more. That's what they think. Think it. Let them.
Yeah, let them
Yep.
deal with that heavy baggage over there.
Yep. Let them. So, but I mean, that, like we said, it takes practice to do. You're not gonna get this all. It takes work, and it takes a lot of reminding yourself that um you're not gonna, you know, change everybody's whatever they think of you in one night, or let them think that. But you're a work in progress. You're doing good. You're making good choices, and you're changing. You're transforming into who you were meant to become. And with time, you get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, but keep working at it. You know, we didn't become alcoholics overnight. We worked really hard at it. Took a lot of nights of sitting at a bar stool or, a lot of nights chasing that dragon to get as good at being addicts and alcoholics that we are. It took a whole lifetime of practice, and it's going to take a whole new lifetime to practice and keep living that way.
Yeah, that's it. That's just life.
So I guess weigh the balance. Would we rather live and keep struggling the way we have been through not healing, or would we rather put in the effort and get at least that 50-50 out of it?
Yeah, and learning to say you're sorry is a big step too. And meaning it.
And maybe, yeah.
And really saying you're sorry with all your heart, and knowing that you could get rejected, but you all you can do is just do is change behavior. Change behavior and keep moving forward.
Well, I appreciate you turning me witch girl.
Yes, I appreciate you too, Miigwech, for coming on with us every night. This is us.
There's us.
This is us. This is we. We
Until
are.
next time, everybody stay healthy. Treat one another good each day. Show everybody some love, whether you get along or not. You know, those small surprises change the world. So if someone you don't like, you've been having some beef with for years, walk by them one day and say good morning and see how that changes things. Try it one time. If it don't work out, then you can come find me and kick me in the pants or something, whatever. But give it a try. Something to try new this week.
Yep.
All right. Love you all. We'll talk soon. Giggle Wobbleman.
Giggle Wobbleman. See you later. Love you.
Love you.
Alrighty, guys. Miigwech for walking with us tonight. Tonight we shared, the path to healing, to transformation is not easy. It takes work. It takes grit. It takes courage to be brave, find out who you are. But I love you all. Miigwech for walking with us. And we are the ones we've been waiting for. You, me, we. We are changing. We are shifting the paradigm with our healing, with our changes. And by supporting one another, uplifting one another, we're changing the world together. All right, guys. Peace, love, and 100% respect out there. Be safe, be kind, and respect one another. Be nice to one another. And we shall see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I do earlier. We're going to do a little earlier one. I have our 7:30. I don't know. I'll have to put it on the thing. Still ironing out the schedule. But all right, guys. Giga Wobble Men. Have a good night.